whom should it be given to? This is the next logical question.
Many people have a misconception that Zakat al-Fitr can be given to the same people as Zakat can be given. As far as the category of those people who can receive Zakat, we discussed earlier a few days back. There are 8 categories mentioned who can receive Zakat in Surah Tawbah chapter 9 verse number 60. But many people have a misconception that same people can be given Zakat al-Fitr, which is totally wrong. Zakat al-Fitr can only be given to a person who's very poor or who's miskeen and who doesn't have the provision, who doesn't have food, etc. So it's not the same category. In fact, it is much more limited as compared to the categories of Zakat. As is clearly mentioned in the hadith of Sunan Abu Dawud, volume number 2, in the book of Zakat, hadith number 1605, the beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said that give Zakat al-Fitr for the purification of the fast from empty talks and obscene talks to feed the poor people. And it should be given before the Eid Salah. If it is given before the Eid al-Fitr Salah, it's called as Zakat. If it is given after the Eid al-Fitr Salah, it's called as Sadaqah. So based on this hadith, we come to know that it should be given only to the very poor people, miskin people, who don't have enough food to eat. So at least their day of Eid will be rest assured, it will go happy. And that's the reason he said it should be before the Eid al-Fitr Salah. As far as the normal Zakat, it can be given any time of the year. But there are occasions where you can give it to a trustworthy person who can give that food on behalf to somebody else. It's difficult for you to find such a person who's very poor and very needy, who doesn't have food. So you can give it to a trustworthy person, or you can give it to another organization or a person who collects. In this case, it can be given earlier, but it should be noted and seen to it that the person who gets this food to be given to the poor people, or gets the money from which food is purchased and given to the people, the recipient should receive it only in the kind of food and should receive before the Eid Salah, preferably in the morning before they go for Eid Salah, or on the eve of Eid, or a couple of days before Eid. Based on the hadith of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 3, in the book of representations, hadith number 2311. Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, he says that the Messenger of Allah, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he had appointed me to collect the Zakatul Fitr, Sadaqah of Ramadan. So he was appointed for that. So that means you can give it to someone on behalf so that he can deliver to the people who really require it. And it's also mentioned in the Sahih Hadith of Ibn Khuzaymah that a person asks that, when did Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, used to give the Zakatul Fitr, Sadaqah of Ramadan? So the reply was, after the collectors had finished collecting the amount. So when did the collector finish? The reply was 1 or 2 days before Eid. That means it can be given to a collector or someone who has been deputed to collect. And then that person should see to it he reaches the recipient at the right time before the Eid al-Fitr Salah and should receive in the form of food and nothing else.